Welcome to episode 36 of God Worshipping Society.
Welcome.
Which I think is proving itself to, honestly, unironically, be one of the worst podcasts that's ever been made.
But that is an achievement in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, it was partly a goal, I suppose.
I think we started with the idea that it wouldn't be the Joe Rogan experience, but we don't want it to be.
No, I mean, that's not a particularly good podcast itself.
No, I know.
But this is like, I mean, I don't. It's hard to even understand what we're talking about most of the time. It's so irrelevant, you know.
It's like we cover some semi-relevant news topics occasionally.
Okay, and very occasionally.
Yeah,
I'm proud of it. I mean, I'm pleased. Actually, and you know, last week was our most successful week ever. We got like over 240 downloads on all platforms overall.
Hell yeah!
You know,
that's a lot of ears.
If you include the shorts that I've been posting, I've been clip farming on YouTube. We got within 48 hours, we got like over 1,000 views for the first time, which is
wow. That's crazy.
That's pretty. That is something, you know. There are people out there who are stumbling on this.
Yeah. What a lucky
find. I can't imagine what you would think. Honestly, I don't know what I would think if I heard.
It's like finding an old Roman coin in your backyard when you're digging. You know, you're potting your geraniums, and you find an ancient denarii, and you think, "Wow,
yeah.
What is coming in my ear?" And it's us.
It is actually like that, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, we could actually talk about the news this week, we were saying we would.
Why are you so down on the podcast this week?
I'm saying I'm pleased. It's astounding. Right, okay. It's really something, you know.
That's good.
And our recent success demonstrates that, you know. I'm amused by the fact that I could put this out and get really anyone to listen to it, you know.
I think people listening is quite bizarre, the fact that someone actually wants to listen to this.
It's more absurd than the things we've said on the show.
That is true. It almost gives us a mandate to keep doing it.
Yeah.
That someone listens, therefore we must do it.
A democratic mandate. That's because it is a democratic mandate.
You're reminding me of better times.
Yeah, when the United Kingdom peaked out of its entire history, which was during the brief premiership of Sir Keir Starmer.
Longer than some. Longer than some.
The sun is finally set.
Yeah. The land of the setting
on
sun.
Britain. Yeah.
To continue
that's a good
of Japan.
That's a good term for what we should call Britain these days, I think. There you go. Yeah. There's some deep, you know, current affairs themed discourse for you.
And not just because of our geriatric population. So, what is in the news? I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit out of it. I've spent an entire weekend doing nothing but driving trucks on a video game.
Well, there's this Nigel Farage thing that's going on.
What's going on?
Do you not know what's going on with Nigel Farage?
This is like a Socratic dialogue.
Okay.
So you're going to have to tell me what's going on.
Well, what basically, Nigel Farage resigned.
Oh, yes,
his
Jesus,
seat,
of course.
And then he's recontesting it, and they haven't had the by-election yet. But everyone's talking about how the only person he's running against is Count Binface.
Yes, the funniest joke in the world.
I texted you this earlier today.
You did.
It's so forced. It feels so forced. Because it's not that funny. And I don't think people find it that funny. I think people just dislike Nigel Farage.
Yeah, I think it's the contrast, isn't it? I mean, I don't think any of these like joke parties are particularly funny.
It's quite kind of lame now. It's like the monster, like when people joke about like joke about the idea of voting for the monster raving loony party. You know, it's something like a coworker would joke about, you know.
Yeah.
They'd be like, I'm going to vote, may as well vote for the monster raving loony party. I mean, even that name itself is so Python-esque. It's so like, of that time, and it's a very forced joke, and it's just not actually that funny. So I'm calling it enemy of the show, Count Binface, or whatever he calls himself.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, he's actually just a comedian.
graduate.
He has written for. He wrote for the thick of it, I think. Although I'm not sure he did.
Did he? Yeah, he's a graduate of Oxford, so he's like incredibly upper middle class.
I was going to say, fitting to become a member of parliament in that case.
That's really the essence of what's wrong with British politics. Is that it's actually just different types of middle class people fighting each other.
Yeah,
it's not really
told off for making knob jokes in parliament.
Yeah, and stuff like that. It's very tired. But yeah, Count Binface, I think, kind of sucks. Not funny. And you don't have to be a fan of Nigel Farage to say that.
I think he was at his funniest when it was Count Binface versus Lord Buckethead at some by-election quite a few years ago, when they each received like 60 votes.
It was the same guy, but he like
no. So
he had to change it.
Yeah, Lord Buckethead I think is Monster Raving Looney, and Count Binface is Independent, and they had a bit of a beef because they said he was copying. Even lamer, they were beefing because they were copying each other's shtick. And then there was some by-election where one of them beat the other, and it was funny, I guess.
If the Nation is like a school that's been scaled up,
right,
then those guys are like the attention-seeking kids, like the class clowns.
Kids.
But the ones who aren't that popular. Funny,
yeah, because they're not actually funny.
Yeah, it just feels. Yeah, they just want people to like. Really, they're no better. And I mean this. Yeah. They're no better than a man who publicly masturbates.
Yeah. It's getting the same reaction.
It's exactly the same. It's completely the same.
Everyone ignores you normally, but when you do it near Nigel Farage, everyone's in favour of you for doing it.
Yeah,
basically.
You could do that. You could you could publicly masturbate, but only when you're really close to Nigel Farage.
Yeah, well, no, you can do it anytime.
He's owning him.
Exactly, but it's when you do it next to Nigel Farage that people will vote for you, apparently.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a pretty clear seat into the House of Commons at this rate.
What, the God-worshipping society seat?
Yeah. I mean, if that's all you need to do is just basically run against Nigel Farage,
what would our policies
step down
be?
Again. This is a good
What
point.
would we do? What would you do if you suddenly are given like fascist level control over the UK? What do you do? And the public is all behind you. They all support you.
Okay. I feel like you'd probably have better ideas than I would. I can only think of serious answers, because if I think of a funny answer, I'll sound like Count Binface with like 3 Greg's sausage rolls.
We're way funnier than Count Binface, man. And
yeah, okay.
And like, I bet if we had a fight with him, a physical fight, we would destroy him.
We'd certainly knock his helmet off and see who he really is, and realise that he's not actually as funny as the thick of it.
He's a BBC screenwriter, okay? Yeah. And we are podcasters, so
independent
by default,
podcasters. We're grassroots.
Yeah. Yeah, and we probably know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because we're podcasters.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just different. We're just built different. You just mess that guy up.
I mean, I've got my monkey head dumbbells here next to me, and I take Alpha Brain.
Wait, you mean kettlebells? I think.
Sorry. Yes, I mean kettlebells. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I just lift them like crazy all the time. I'm just.
Now that's the right attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they're called. All I know is I don't need to speak because I just lift, and I take Alpha Brain to keep me smart while I'm being a meathead.
The truest dedication to gains would be if, like, you're at the gym and a guy asks you, like, "Oh, how many reps, how many sets do you do of that exercise?" And you're just like, "Bro, I have no idea. I just can't stop lifting 24/7."
I thought you were going to say it, and you just go,
I'm always in her. I'm always in her.
Yeah. What even is this machine? And you're just using it wrong, but you're just ripped.
I'm just stuck. I'm just trapped in here. It's been years. I can't get out.
My bank account is draining. It's basically a care home.
He doesn't have a bank account. It's like his credit card. He doesn't have any of that stuff. He's been trapped in a room for years.
We got in one day. We just can't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what my policies would be. I'd probably
swords in the army.
Swords in the army is a good one. A bayonets on our tanks. The Challenger 3 is coming along, from what I've seen. And so, as part of the Challenger 3 upgrade package, a bayonet lug to the new gun should be fitted. That's very important. I think that's probably the primary thing. That would be our kind of election platform.
I would ban surviving in battle. I would make that illegal. I would make that a capital offense.
Yeah,
so that my men fight with maximum dedication.
This is how you fight.
This is how you win a war in the modern era. You completely prioritize a swift, massive attack right at the start that takes out the enemy quickly.
A coup de grace at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah. Do not plan for longevity in a modern war. It's not going to happen. You want to go all in, bayonets. No one in your army is going to survive if they go into battle.
Yeah.
It will terrify the enemy. They'll be like, these guys do anything.
That instant cutting blow is more effective when it doesn't cripple the enemy as well. If history's taught us anything, what really wins wars is that cutting blow where you basically miss, in effect. But the psychological damage on the enemy is so huge.
War it's entirely psychological.
Yeah.
So that would be the second thing I'd do is I'd impose that law that you're not allowed to survive battle.
So we're putting up defense funding. Where are we taking money away from? Because we've got to buy a load of bayonets and apparently spears effectively for our tanks. So what are we going to take some money away from? Where aren't we going to take money away from? Watch out, old people.
I'll appoint Gary's economics to be in charge of the economy, and he'll just tax the rich or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll get some nerd like that to figure out, and then we'll probably have him assassinated for some reason.
For failing on the plan, the 5-year plan.
And also, a lot of the financing will come from war bonds, which we will pay off once we have swiftly dealt a blow to the enemy and annexed all of their territories. The next issue is who is that enemy and who are we invading? And I think the answer is pretty obvious. Yeah. It's Switzerland.
Right. Yes, that was exactly who I was thinking about.
For being bitches and having never got involved in the past.
They were technically neutral in the Second World War, although they did sell off. They did sort of give away Jewish people hiding in Switzerland and then claim the life insurance policies they had after they'd handed them over to the Nazis, which sounds pretty neutral to me. I mean, that,
and they're still hoarding Nazi gold.
Yeah,
and that's how we're going to pay off all the debts, is with that Nazi gold.
Plus,
which will be distributed through my population to repay Britain for what was done in World War II.
Plus, in a mountain, you need some way to fight the enemy, and our troops have all been thoroughly trained on bayonet combat. It's perfect.
Exactly.
We'll probably need some living room, because most British homes, my living room is quite small. I could do with a bigger living room, and I hear Moscow is pretty comfortable this time of year.
Some spazia vitale.
Yes, exactly.
In Italy.
Right. Okay. It's a comfortable 20 degrees in Moscow at the moment. Which sounds pretty damn nice to me.
We should go there, and we could bring the temperature up a couple of degrees if you're sat on top of a tank.
Yeah,
that's hurtling.
Or we could bring it up a few tens of thousands of degrees with some kind of weapon as well. That's completely possible. Speaking of
we should start a spin-off podcast called the Hawk Cast, where we just advocate for war.
We're just like insane jingoists, mid 20th century.
No, but not even coherently. You any country that wants to go to war with any country, we'll just cheer everyone on. We're pro Russia and Ukraine. We're yes, guys, keep going, keep doing this. Turn it up a notch. Just go crazy. Let's see how far both of you can take this.
Well, Ukraine doesn't want the war. Russia started it, so we'd be pro-Russia, just because they wanted a kerfuffle.
But Ukraine, they don't, they want to get rid of Russia, right? And Russia doesn't want to go. So it's like they both want to fight. The Ukrainians clearly want to fight off the Russians, and we're so here for that, Just like we're so here for the Russians wanting to.
Okay, what's the next news story? It's pretty warm in France and Spain at the moment, especially because Madrid is always on fire.
There have been fires in Spain and France, which is insane.
And Scotland too, but no one cares about that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know. We're not going to talk about that. Let's just.
They're not big enough. That. Sorry, Scotland. Try harder next time.
Yeah.
It's like it's cool in Scotland. I don't care about you. What's the temperature in Edinburgh? Of course, we're talking about the bloody weather again. It's been raining. We're talking about Scotland 21 again. Degrees in Scotland. So I don't give a toss about Scotland. What's the weather in Madrid? 37 degrees. See, I feel a level of fraternal understanding with the Spanish at the moment because it's so hot. So let's talk about them.
Well, did you see in France they were evacuating people? I think in Bordeaux.
Yes,
and
a lot of people.
They put them
250,000 or something.
Yeah, and they were all camping out. They were putting them in these like big like warehouse type spaces or whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I thought, Jesus, could you imagine how horrific it would smell in there?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that must be awful.
The garlic and
just the tang
frogs.
Of the air.
Yeah.
I mean, I can practically smell it from here.
Yeah, and just tobacco smoke.
You've got to wonder if they're allowing people to smoke in there. It'd probably be quite bad taste, given that they've had to leave because of a wildfire. To be fair, if you didn't have a lighter in Bordeaux at the moment, you could walk a mile out of the city and you could light as many cigarettes as you want, just in the country. So there you go.
There you go, guys. That's our take on the wildfires in Europe.
Yeah. We hope they put it out.
Yeah.
Onto the next segment.
Yeah, shall we move on to so this week we've only got one segment, which is the second edition of God Workshopping Society. And this week the audience will be, I'm sure, very glad to hear that not only are we workshopping one idea, but we're actually workshopping two ideas. So yeah,
should we do one and then talk more about some news and then do the other one?
Yeah, we could have two of them, and that gives me a chance to put the jingle in the episode twice. And we did actually get a comment before we move on with the segment. We did actually get a comment.
Oh bloody hell!
On
really?
YouTube.
What did they say?
Yeah, the comment. Right. Just give me 1 second. I'll just pull it up.
I'll fill the silence by talking about filling the silence. So yeah, you can just edit this out.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah. Free your mind. B4O commented.
What? Oh right, okay.
They commented, please change song intro. So thank you very much. Free your mind, B4O.
We could probably draft an official response now. My suggestion would be
no. I did respond. I said, what would you prefer? And they haven't responded. So
they don't care enough.
Free your mind.
So we'll probably keep that. But it's nice to have some constructive criticism that we will ignore.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, let's move on with our first segment of God Workshopping Society.
Right. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand for our next segment, God Workshopping Society.
So, the first idea I had, this one is, Well, I've got two. One I haven't fleshed out at all, and another that I have fleshed out a bit more. What would you like to hear first, Felix?
Let's start with the one that's more fleshed out, and then we can revert to the less fleshed out one at the end, or towards the end.
Okay, here we go. So this is called, and I think this would have to be a film.
Okay.
It's called The Monster Within.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. So okay, we've got a couple. Okay.
Right.
They're like a millennial couple, very Reddit.
I can see it. Yeah.
Out of shape. The guy's got a terrible beard, and long hair.
Right.
Just just awful Reddit couple.
Yeah.
And the guy is rather fond of hentai. Okay.
Of course, he's on Reddit.
Moderator, r/hentai.
r/hentai. That's a pretty high position. I mean, that's effectively like being in the government of Reddit.
Yeah. And he likes the ones with like tentacles and monsters.
Well, why get into hentai otherwise?
Yeah, like let's say he likes like canid type humanoid monsters like werewolves or things like that.
Right.
And he likes that kind of hentai. And essentially he has a dream one night. And in the dream in the dream there's a monster and it's doing the deed.
Sorry,
and over
can we clarify it? He's doing the deed with it, or it is thrusting
just wait,
upon him?
The monster. Okay. There's a monster doing a deed. That's all there is in the dream.
Okay. It's ambiguous.
As the dream progresses, he starts to realize that it is him having the deed done to him by the monster. Okay. And he wakes up and he's like shocked and disturbed. So he starts talking to his partner about it. He's like, babe, I'm really confused. Why was it me, not a girl, with the monster? Because she knows he likes monsters.
He likes
and
to
stuff.
watch.
Yeah. And she actually is sympathetic because like a good millennial partner, a good millennial girlfriend, she loves reading books about like dragons fucking people.
Yes, a lot of smut. Fairy smut.
Yeah. So, which is the same. It's literally the same thing, essentially.
Yeah.
So she tries to comfort him or whatever,
Mm.
and then basically, it gets all very, very, very distressed. But then they realize this is how the film ends, because like she starts to get upset about it, and she's like, "Well, I always thought that when we were doing it, you were the monster and I was the girl." But now I realize that you want to be the girl after all this. And then she's like, but how's this going to work? Because there's only two of us. And then they turn and they look at this pit bull that they own. And then the pit bull looks at the camera and does like a Jim from The Office kind of stare at the camera.
Okay.
And then the credits roll.
Right. This sounds more like a 3-minute long skit than a film.
Well, that's why I want to workshop it.
Right, okay. So we need to
flesh it out.
I think the intro is a cold open to the monster fucking someone.
Ooh, yes. I like that.
We capture the audience. We grasp them by the shoulders as we pound
with literal
them
hentai.
with pornography. Because that
literal
speaks
hentai.
to the current generation. I mean, if I saw that, I would be intrigued. Not because I'm a pervert, but because when has that been done before?
I mean, it's literally illegal to play that stuff in a cinema. And what is more transgressive than literally breaking the law? Am I right, guys?
Am I right? Tell me about it. So with the cold open like that, that's gnarly. Then I think we don't mention that it's his dream. It's just then a bit of Act 1 is more than like them going about their lives. He's scrolling on Reddit. Maybe a hint here.
Maybe it's a recurring dream. and he keeps having the dream. That's how we could spread the film out over
Yes.
4.5
Yes.
hours, or
Yes.
however long we're going to make it.
Exactly. And it's just hinted
yeah.
at each time we see the dream. It's just a cold cut to the dream, and it gets more detailed each time. And you think it's a girl, because that's what he's thinking. He's like, oh, look at this girl getting railed. I'm so horny.
Yeah.
And then right at the third act, because that's when it all kicks off, that's when it comes into focus, and you see it's him getting railed. And that's when the climax happens. Paraphrase, phrasing. But
he
that's
does
when the
come.
climax happened.
And the actor, we actually make him come all over the camera, over the camera guy. Yeah, and that's part of the film as well.
So we get a bit meta
us
with
making that happen.
But that's quite interesting because it's almost like we're saying to the audience, reflect upon yourself at this moment. You're being cummed on by this freak. This is what the internet has become, and you're a slave to it.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's the meta messaging of the film.
Yeah,
I really like
we've
this.
retroactively applied to something we'd already come up with.
Yes, but we haven't made the film, so we can do what we like.
That's art. Yeah, that is art.
Yeah. And in the 4D cinemas, you actually get sprayed with semen.
Loads of we get literal semen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is shaping up nicely. Now we need to.
Yeah.
We need a middle. We need a kind of. We need something to go on. Why should I be interested in these characters?
Maybe the girlfriend thinks about leaving him when she finds out about the dreams. Maybe
I just took
cheats.
a swig of beer and I had a brilliant idea. I've been struck with inspiration. She posts on Reddit about it. She posts on am I the arsehole or something like this. Yeah, and sends 10 just loads of screenshots of their text messages, and he sees it, and it's his reflection that allows the dream to come into focus. This is getting very Lynchian at this point, I feel.
Yeah.
And then he sees it, and then it's another cold cut, and it's almost like he's going through the forest and he sees himself. The opening is just like a pounding noise, and then it's him waking up.
Can I just go completely off track here?
Please. I think we've already gone off track about 10 minutes ago.
You said the phrase cold cut. What about, as a side project, another film? It's an anthology film of short mafia films, and it's called Cold Cuts, like cold cuts of meat, like you get in an Italian deli.
Exactly.
Yeah, like gabagool. Yeah.
Write that down. Write this down. We can explore this further.
I'll remember
next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cold cuts.
Okay. Anyway, back to her. Yeah, but also she needs to cheat on him. I feel like.
With. I feel like it's important who the person is, because it's kind of what we're saying.
The dildo factory she works at.
Right. Yes, I know a lot of women who work at dildo factories.
He's got so many dildo. He's like, and this woman loves dildos. So, yeah, so he doesn't even really touch her. He's just screwing her with a bunch of massive dildos. And
it's almost like we can shoot it almost like he's an octopus, like a different animal, and that shows the relationship. But only in her mind. It's a bit like Unreliable Narrator. Is he actually a monster? Because then we're also commenting on, like men in society. Are men monsters? He's a boss taking advantage of a worker. Is he really an octopus? But it's also the boyfriend husband wants dogs, but she's now getting fucked by an octopus creature. So they're drifting apart. They don't want the same things in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very deep, yeah.
Yeah.
How about she then goes to her therapist, and she's like, why am I so obsessed with sea creatures? What is going on? And the therapist is like, oh, that's actually a very common thing throughout history. And then a flashback thing happens, and it's the 70s, and it's Led Zeppelin at that hotel when they screwed that girl with a red snapper.
Right.
If you recall. the story.
I don't recall that, but we could then keep going.
You didn't
back
know?
in history. I don't know about.
You didn't know that story?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Well, that happened,
So
and then
I need to.
and then we get another flashback, a flash further back, where it's just like Japan in the 19th century, and all of a sudden it's stylized so that like the therapist and the female protagonist are there together. They're standing in the past. It's like as a metaphor for him explaining the past, and she's like, "Where are we?" And he's like, "Japan in the 19th century. Look at all these people, and like everyone is just fucking octopuses, like left, right, and center." And then she's like, "Wow, this country is insane." And then he's like, "Want to go even further back?" And she's like, "Sure." And then they go back again. And then she's like, "Where are we now?" And he's like, "It's 18th century Japan." And it's just the same thing. And then she's
Japan
like,
Japan all the way.
"Well, God, I've got to get out of here. Let's go further back again." And then he's like, okay. And then they go further back. And then she's like, "Where are we now?" And he's like, "It's 17th century Japan." And it that sequence goes on for a good kind of 40 minutes because I do want to stretch this film out a lot.
Okay. Well, I think our runtime has already exceeded some of the longest films known at this point.
I want it to do something that would hurt Japan.
Right. It's got to have an impact on the Japanese culture. I was going to say like mermaids,
do you know,
and like
at the end of the film, at the end of the film, like after everything we've said, like the before the credits roll, you know when like at the end of a war film, like text will show up saying like at the battle this many. It's like text showing up just describing all the atrocities Japan committed in World War II.
It's just not related at all, but it just comes up anyway.
But the audience are like, no, they'll remember that like 40-minute segment that was just one long drawn-out insult to Japan. And they'll be like, oh, that's why they put it in this film, because it's the right thing to do, is hurt that country.
Spread the message.
Yeah, spread the hate. You know, really get it out there for Japan.
I thought it was going to be like we were going to kill someone, and then it would be like one Japanese person was actually harmed in the making of this film or something. But yours is probably more sane, which is surprising. It's surprising that your idea is more sane than just killing someone. So
let's not corner ourselves and stick to any kind of decision right now. You know, we can keep all these avenues open.
Exactly. We can keep exactly, keep them open. We can pull these fingers later. I'm not sure that makes any sense.
I think I get what you mean. I get the gist of what you're saying. Yeah,
I think this film's shaping up quite nicely at this point.
Yes. And then maybe she cheats with a Japanese guy after all that.
Right at the end.
Maybe she's like, no. This is like in the middle of the film.
Okay.
After the 40-minute segment insulting Japan, maybe the therapist is like, so you see what you actually don't want to fuck a monster. You want to fuck a Japanese guy. That's actually what your problem is.
Because they understand. Like, oh, okay. Because she wants to be fucked by an octopus as well.
Well, he does do a detour where he also shows her just Japan committing war crimes in World War II during the time travel section. It turns out the therapist just hates Japan. Maybe I play the therapist.
I was going to say, is he a self-insert at this point?
Yeah,
your name here.
It's a therapist who's just getting sidetracked by his hatred for a country on the other side of the world.
Yeah, and it doesn't work because she's like, well, they want to fuck octopi. I've fucked an octopus. So I'm going to go there, and she explores these things. She gets back. He's really jealous because she's gone to Japan, the motherland of anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then that's where it all kicks off. That's the explosive finale. The walk in the woods, the realization. Well, I'd like to lengthen this film a little bit more, if I may. Okay, I think I was thinking it seemed a bit too short already.
And suggests that. Oh, what was I going to say? The guy then cheats as well. So they're both cheating on each other, and he does the same thing, and he goes to get fucked by a Japanese guy. And maybe a disclaimer plays at the bottom of the screen, and it's like, the screenwriter did not just insert this part of the story to have fully frontal nude scenes of Japanese men. That was not the writer's intention.
We could go a bit sort of 60s with it and have a white guy with really awfully racist makeup with a
yellow face,
with a huge dong, and be like the author wanted to represent a big cock.
Yeah, well, and then what happens is they catch him. They catch him because he was actually spying in Japan as well. Okay.
Who catches who? Sorry.
The Redditor, the main guy.
Catches
he gets caught.
The wife
because they realize
is it his wife or is it his girlfriend?
The Japanese people catch him out
right
because he's in yellowface. I've just decided on this now, and the audience is like made to hate him. They're like, why is he in yellowface? That's terrible. What a racist character. Why has he gone to Japan, put on yellowface, and then got fucked by a Japanese guy when he's a married guy? Why has he done that? And then they see that it's because he is actually spying. And that opens up a whole other way we can lengthen this film unnecessarily.
Okay.
Which is by kind of turning it into a spy thriller 3/4 of the way through.
Right. That will help the audience understand what we're going for, I think.
And then the audience will empathize with him because as a spy, part of his job, once he gets discovered, is to kill every Japanese person nearby. And then the audience are like, well, after that whole 40-minute long segment with the octopuses and then the bit with the war crimes at the end, I would quite like to see these people get shot to pieces.
I think we need more
by a man who's in yellowface.
I think that's basically the end of one of those early James Bond films, to be honest. I think we need some subliminal messaging, because I think just showing historical flashbacks of people fucking octopi isn't good enough to get the audience to empathize with the character who's now shown to be pretty much a racist and a sexual deviant. I think so we need to intersperse, I guess, pictures of war crimes with the flashbacks. Each, it happens really quickly, just looped. Just, I don't know, dying people in Nanjing. Just flashes up on the screen. So the audience subliminally realizes that Japan have committed atrocities and haven't recognized them ever since the end of the Second World War.
Yeah, which they have to realize. I think this is great, And then we return after that whole spy interlude to the main part of the film, and then it ends.
Which is about bestiality.
Yeah, which is they resolve all their issues. I mean, the whole spying in Japan thing doesn't really get resolved. That doesn't really go anywhere.
That's a plot hole. We can dig it. We can dig it ourselves. Now,
well, yeah, but my plot holes are so great that they act as black holes in the fabric of my storytelling, and that anchors the whole thing and gives it some kind of stability.
An orbit. Yeah, it's not falling in. It's merely orbiting the black hole.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. Now, why do they reconcile with each other, the couple?
Because they can both be the girl because they've got this monstrous looking dog.
But she wants to fuck fish. So she must have some.
No, she likes everything.
No, she has a horrible experience in Japan, and that's why. And then he saves her. She's caught by the Yakuza or something. And they do something horrible to her. And then he saves her. They go back, and then she's like, okay, octopi aren't for me because of this horrible experience. I'll try the dog stuff. Damn, bam.
The problem is, you're tying up my black hole. And,
right, okay.
No,
I'm not, because there's still no reason why he's a spy.
I think it might be time to tie up the segment here.
Okay. Let's talk about the news, shall we? I've loaded up the Times.
Let's see the Times.
Let's see what's in our time at the moment. Is the Pope a Catholic? Well, not in Orkney. There you go. That is a line from the Times.
What does that even mean?
Should we move to the next?
Yeah. Let's move on.
There you go.
I don't want to bad mouth the
Workshopping Society. Well, it's in the Scotland section. I just moved to somewhere that might not be very relevant. He's been excommunicated. Oh my god! I don't want to read this.
Excommunicate the Pope.
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
A bishop of a small chapel of one of Orkney's outer islands has declared the Pope is fake and the Vatican has excommunicated him. But let's not actually read this.
I guarantee you that guy has done some atrocious things to children.
Almost certainly. We'll leave a margin of error just in case. Yeah. Okay, what's the second idea?
Almost certainly. That is not any better legally. Okay. Let's move on.
We'll say 94% because that's technically not statistically significant.
Yeah. Okay, so second part of God workshopping society.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand for our next segment, God Workshopping Society.
This is another film called Unfiltered.
Right.
And it's very basic premise, which is that one day everyone wakes up without the ability to keep their internal monologue internal. So
it's a kind of autist's dream.
No, because people are saying awful shit, you know. I mean,
but then there's
going to be a lot of
social...
N-words in this movie.
Okay,
I think we could get Quentin Tarantino on the project.
Yeah, we give him the script and he acts in every role.
Yeah, it's just loads of him.
It's just
this is a way to sabotage his career.
The main character should be a woman with nice feet. And because then he can play every other role and we can write something
and the
about
moment
her.
She walks out the house in this universe populated entirely by Quentin Tarantinos, they're just all fucking after her. They're all just going up to her. Yeah.
Crawling on the ground towards her like worms or snails. Sucking.
Yes.
Trying to get at her toes.
That
sounds like a horror film.
Trying to get her
This sounds excellent.
trying to get her to act in one of their films.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like an anti-Quentin Tarantino horror film. That wasn't my plan. I do hear he's a Zionist, so maybe this would endear us with, with the leftists of the world. You know,
yeah, the Palestine action crowd.
The leftist podcasting sphere. Yeah, maybe this would be a good thing for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, go on.
Can I request that the film also ends with the text thing about Japan?
That could be our our tell, our modus operandi. It's like a calling card.
If we ever get to the point where we're doing video episodes for the podcast, we could literally end the episode like that.
Yeah, why not?
Between 1931 and 1945, the Empire of Japan was responsible for the deaths,
of this many Chinese people.
It's just
we could actually get sponsorship from the Chinese government this way. This could be a funding route that we're opening
just
up.
Anti-Japanese podcasting. It's like a whole genre could open up because of this show.
It's not even remotely relevant, and we just get an email one day from the Chinese government saying we'd like to fund your operation.
How about a different way of doing Unfiltered, which is that it's the same premise, but the only consequence of this of everyone waking up without a filter and without an ability to maintain an internal monologue.
Right.
All that happens is people start to hear what Japanese people are thinking out loud. And it's incredibly horrible and evil. It's like they're constantly just thinking in their head things like, oh my God, I wish we'd won the Second World War and we could have just completely slaughtered everyone in China. You know, we didn't go far enough. This is the worst thing that ever happened. And they're just constantly saying this within their own heads. And,
I think a single character would be more impactful. You have one character, everyone else becomes Japanese.
What?
You have the protagonist.
Yeah.
Stays as they are, but everyone else becomes Japanese fully.
Well, this is just a very different film now.
Okay.
This is
But
this is
it's
a
the
film about
unfiltered
people
thing.
becoming Japanese.
But the unfiltered thing was like one woman against a world of toe-sucking Tarantino creatures. So I'm riffing off that kind of base.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
That's the
Well-
handhold I'm clinging to. I think that's a winner.
Yeah. But where do we go from that?
This is the breakup moment. We've got
What?
we've got artistic differences.
Oh
The
yeah,
band
we
is broken up.
completely disagree.
And we
on
both
how
end
we're
up
gonna
making
make anti-Japanese propaganda.
completely insane films. But we keep the message at the
And
end,
then
and that's
suing
how
each other.
we sue each other. But then we both watch each other's film at the end and see we both have that same message, and that's how we
we're like,
reconcile.
Great idea.
And we get
He's
the
a
gang back
genius.
together. Yeah,
He's an artistic genius for putting that at the end of his film.
that's another film.
I mean, everything should end. Yeah, that's a film about us.
It's
That's
like a really
meta
film. Yeah,
It's just about us. It's like a
Yeah.
mockumentary.
yeah,
It's like a Spinal Tap.
yeah,
But,
exactly.
like,
and
Our
we
podcast.
yeah, and we fall out because of that, and then we watch each other's film and think it's a great anti-Japanese piece of propaganda, and get
Yeah, we're
and
brought
get the gang
together.
back together. Yeah,
And then this Chinese guy appears right at the end and comes up to us and he's like, I hate those guys too. And then we're like, come on in. And then he just becomes part of the podcast from that
he
point
says
onwards.
that we let him in, and then he turns to the camera and starts speaking in Mandarin with no subtitles. We don't know what he's saying, and then the film ends.
Yeah, and then the Will Smith song comes on. I want to keep that in most of my films.
Yeah. Again, that's
It's
our
like a
kind
film.
of tell.
Yeah, the lyrics just describe the whole plot of the film, you know.
With a
uh,
rhyme scheme.
Yeah, and it's Will Smith. It's literally Will Smith.
I
Yeah.
get the feeling most of the budget on these films is going to go to Will Smith.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we
but
had
I
a
think
$40
there's
million
no one else who's
budget
famous.
for this film. 39.9 million of which went to Will to write a song.
We should get people to play us instead of it actually being us.
Of
So we
course.
could have like one of us could be played by like Tom Cruise and the other by Brad Pitt.
Well, given that Tom
like
Cruise is shorter, I
30
get the
years
feeling I
older.
know who's going to play me.
But no, get it completely the wrong way around.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll
And
just
they're
be a
like
black guy.
clearly like way older than we are.
Get Denzel Washington to play me.
Yeah.
And you could, I don't know, The Rock.
I could be Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yes.
Yeah.
He's half Hawaiian, I think, so we should be all right.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he'd want to star in a film if he's Japanese. We're played by Japanese people. Holy shit!
We're played by Chinese people. That makes way more sense. Bruce Lee's dead. We'll get a Bruce Lee lookalike to play me.
Get Bruce Lee to play you, but he's still just
No, a
dead.
lookalike.
Okay.
We're like an AI generated Bruce Lee.
Yeah, we just get a guy to play him, and then we superimpose his face over him.
This would be like the most confusing film that's ever made.
Keanu Reeves has Chinese ancestry. He would be on board.
Oh yeah, yeah, because of his ancestry.
Yeah.
Because, well, to be fair, if you
The
are
genetic
Japanese, I don't-
memory of hatred for the Japanese keeps going.
Well, what it is, I don't judge. I don't assume that people. I don't believe in ancestors passing stuff down to you. Like intergenerational trauma. That's all bullshit. But
Right.
it is true in the case of Chinese people that their ancestors do actually have some kind of effect on them because they're so scared of all their ancestors.
Yeah. There's got to be something.
You know. Yeah, they don't want their ancestors to be disappointed in them. So it's like,
Yeah. So they have to have this fear.
that could have been an aphorism,
That could have been. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening to Athelfeather's aphorisms for this week.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to God Worshipping Society. I am recovering from a flu, so I've been somewhat delirious. And,
You couldn't tell
tired
with
of
this episode. You couldn't tell that you were
No.
delirious this episode at all. I'm just normal.
No,
So
yeah, I'm always normal, most normal man on earth. That's me.
that's why we have a bizarre podcast.
As every normal man would say about himself.
Everyone else is insane, not me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
like Larry David. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for joining us. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We host this through Substack, so if you want to give us a subscribe on Substack, you can do that. Or if you want to just subscribe on YouTube or whatever suits you. The key thing is that you do like and subscribe, because if you don't, then your mother will literally die in her sleep tonight.
And that would be bad.
And yeah, I don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. But you know, I placed the curse. I have to do this for my mental health. That's why I put the curse on you, so that the podcast succeeds and then my mental health improves. So if you don't want to like and subscribe, not only are you killing your mother, you're also jeopardizing my mental health, and I don't want to get anxiety this week. Okay. So yeah, thank you very much. Amen.
Amen.